Her cell was locked. I watched the guard turn the key himself, but when the morning came, she wasn't inside. All that was left was the noose swinging. I was the last person to see her alive. I don't mean at the hanging. I mean the night before, in the hallway outside her cell, when she whispered something through the bars that I'll never forget. Her voice was calm, almost like she was already gone. But her words shook something deep in me, something I didn't know I had. I've been a prison guard at Cold River State for almost 9 years. I've seen people cry, scream, beg, lie, and even try to bribe me. But I never saw anyone like Marlene Beck. The newspapers called her a monster. The town wanted her dead. But I still don't know if she did it. I'm not sure anyone really knows. That night was quiet. The halls always go still after dinner. In Block D, where the condemned are kept, the air gets cold around 9 p.m, like the building knows what's coming. I was walking my usual rounds, flashlight in hand, keys clipped to my belt, when I stopped by her cell. She was sitting on the edge of her cot, hands folded, eyes on the wall. She didn't look scared. She didn't look ready either, just waiting. Like she had done it 100 times already. "You good, Beck?" I asked. She looked up slowly, her eyes meeting mine. Brown, clear, no shake in them. "They'll come at midnight," she said. "Who will?" She smiled, just a little. "You'll see." I stood there for a second, then I kept walking. 10 minutes later, I came back. "Beck," I said, "you trying to scare me?" She didn't answer. Just then, the hallway lights flickered. Now, the building's old. It happens. But it's never happened during my shift before. And never in Block D. I remember touching my radio, thinking maybe I should call it in. But I didn't. I didn't because I heard something. A soft tapping sound, like footsteps, but too light to be boots, too slow to be a guard. I turned toward the far end of the hall, toward the empty cell at the end, the one we call the tomb. No one's been in it for 3 years. We keep it locked and sealed. But the door was open, wide open. I walked slowly toward it, one hand on my flashlight, the other on my baton. The tapping had stopped. I glanced behind me. Beck's cell was still closed. She hadn't moved. When I reached the door, I leaned in just a little. The inside of the cell was pitch black. I clicked on the flashlight and pointed it in. Nothing. Just the cot, the sink, the toilet. All still. No one inside. But the smell hit me. Rotten eggs. Wet earth. Like something had been buried and dug up again. I covered my nose and stepped back. That's when I heard it. A woman's voice. From inside the cell. Whispering my name. Eli. My blood ran cold. No one calls me Eli here. Only my mother used to, and she's been dead for 6 years. I didn't answer. I turned around and walked fast, back down the hall. When I passed Marlene's cell again, she was still sitting there, but her eyes were closed now, like she was praying. The rest of the night went wrong. At 11:15, the cameras in Block D went black for 4 minutes. We don't know why. No power loss in the rest of the prison, just our block. The guards on the panel freaked out, but nothing showed up on playback. Just a glitch, they said. At 11:46, the screaming started. Not hers. Every other inmate in the block. Wailing, crying, banging on their cell doors. Some shouted, "It's here! It's here!" One guy broke his hand punching the wall. And Marlene, she didn't make a sound. At midnight sharp, everything stopped, dead quiet. I went back down the hallway, my hands shaking, heart pounding like a drum. Her cell was still locked. I checked it twice. My flashlight caught her face for a second. Her eyes were open now, staring at the ceiling. I stood there, not knowing what to do. Then she spoke again. "You shouldn't have come back." I backed away. She stood up slowly, walked to the bars and said, "They think I did it, but But I didn't kill that girl. What girl? I asked. The one that never died. And then she turned away and sat back down. I didn't sleep that night. Next morning, 5:00 a.m., I walked back to her cell with 2 other guards. Door locked, just like I left it. But she was gone. Gone. No broken locks, no broken windows. No one saw her leave. No one heard a thing. And inside, hanging from the ceiling, was the noose they were supposed to use at 6:00, swinging. No body, no blood, no footprints, just that noose, swinging like someone had just stepped off, and a small white flower on the floor, a lily. No one knows where it came from. I quit that day, never went back, but I can't forget what I saw, and I can't forget what she said, because 2 weeks later, they found another girl, same age, same name, Marlene.